What happens to those who have gotten married before awakening and alignment? Those who did not discover themselves before they got married, and who only discovered themselves within the bounds of marriage. What do? Should they throw the whole marriage away, or should they fight for their partner's alignment? Okay. Remember, I told the singles not to get married until they have discovered themselves. It is to avoid situations like this. This is one of the toughest situations you can ever deal with as a chosen soul. When you are just discovering yourself inside marriage. It's not something you want to deal with, because you will wake up one day and then you look and you suddenly realize that, God, what have I done? I was in a hurry. I was too much in a hurry. Excuse me. I am completely unaligned and broken when I entered this marriage. How do I fix this? Now, some of you will say, I don't go carry shoe way past me. There are 3 things that will happen when you get to this stage, if you are dealing with this stage. It's a very tough situation, like I said before. So the first thing is, you are going to focus on your alignment, and then you hope and pray that your partner will measure up and meet you up there. You see, in a very toxic marriage or chaotic marriage, one of the things that happens is your partner might not be the problem, but because the both of you engage in chaos, he or she responds according to the mood, the atmosphere in the house. So now when you change, remember, alignment is you are a total change on yourself. You are restructuring yourself. Everything you thought you knew, you're changing everything, okay? Now, when that change occurs in your life, there is 101% that change will also transform your partner. Especially if that person is a God-given partner, though they might not be a chosen or they might not be aligned. In fact, for a chosen partner, your change might even ginger your partner to also look into themselves and begin to align. So you can actually have a positive effect on the right partner. That's when you meet a light. When you meet someone that is light like you, light, marry light, even though the person might not have found their light, one of the biggest mistakes you might make is trying to force your alignment on your partner. It's just like someone who woke up and realized they are called. You are the one who is called. Your partner is not called or hasn't realized their own calling. So you cannot force that change. You can't say, oh, because I woke up this morning, I am chosen. Everything about us in this house will change. No. The more you do something like that, you create more chaos. You make the situation worse. What you need to do now is to lead by example. Let your lifestyle preach. You don't need to force anything. And then the second one is, when your partner is provoking you and you are not responding, it will not be a case of 2 fighting. It will now be a case of one person fighting themselves, and that can provoke a change in them. Always remember that. The second thing you need to also observe is that both of you can now live as roommates. You get to the point where the marriage is no longer filled with mushy emotions because you both are not agreeing on something. What you now do is you see situations where 2 people begin to live as roommates. That thing that is going to disturb your peace, you begin to avoid it. That thing that is going to disturb your joy, you begin to overlook it. Well, normally what you will see and you will talk, you see it now, you look the other way. Just for peace to reign, you be the responsible person that you're supposed to be. Take care of your children, pay your bills, play your part in the marriage. Don't force anything. Just let them be. So long as that person is not an agent sent against your calling. You see, the problem with us chosen ones is when we marry wrongly, most times we are marrying a chosen from the dark that was chosen to unchosen you, to unchoose you. Someone who was sent to remove that calling from your life by frustrating you to the last. So most times, if you find out that your partner is not that enemy against your progress, the one who deliberately wants to bring you down, even when you are trying to avoid any conflict with them, then you can coexist in the house. All you need to do is do your normal things. Emotional detachment with love. The love is still there, but you are protecting yourself. You don't want to be in the middle of everything going on, so that you people don't have that chaos, so you can focus on your journey. And then when it gets to that point, you don't need to force them. Let them be. You be. So long as we are doing, everybody knows their place, everybody knows what they're supposed to do, everybody knows, you take care of your children, you start executing your assignment without expecting any emotional support. So it's not that you will not say, oh, since I answered my call, this man is not supporting me, this woman does not understand me. If you get, as long as they are not trying to bring you down, it's okay. You can keep going with them, okay? Just protect your space, because you need to focus. Then the third one, you see, that third one is when you are married to the battles of your father's house or the battles of your mother's house, when they went ahead of you and set the ogbonge battle for you in marriage. This is when your partner is actively trying to frustrate you, being abusive, being dishonest, lacks transparency. This person is determined to drag you down mentally, financially, to bring you to nothing spiritually, to zero your alignment, or even introduce you to a path that you did not choose for yourself, just to lead you astray and make you. This is a very serious matter because the more you try to keep the peace in the home, the more it will be destabilizing your character and decisions. Well, in situations like this, if you are with such a partner whose action or decision constantly puts your life at risk, your safety, some of them, the kind of decision they make can make you begin to sleep with one eye open. Like, you can wake up in Lekki today and tomorrow you are in the village because of their decisions. They can impoverish you and turn your life upside down. When it gets to that point, you cannot stay in alignment with that kind of a partner. That is where the core will use its hand and separate itself and protect itself. In situations like this, for most chosen ones, whose light must shine, whose assignment is great, the divine will orchestrate. There will be an orchestration that will take you out of that mix. Something will just happen, or there will just be a natural disconnect, because light and darkness cannot exist. This is darkness to your light. Do you get? This person is determined to bring you to zero. And you got married to this person before you found out who you are. And they just, in fact, the fact that you found out who you are is why they are targeting you now to really bring you down. So you have to set boundaries, very hard boundaries. So protect yourself and protect your children. Like I said, divinity will not allow any chosen soul to die in their mistakes. Divinity will not allow you as a chosen soul to perish because you made a mistake or you made a wrong decision. They will never. When you have learned your lesson, in fact, they will use that mistake to train you. When you have learned your lesson and you have understood and taken responsibility for how you got to that point, there will be an orchestration that will take you out of that place. In fact, your lights alone will trouble that person. The person will not be able to stay anymore, because that thing that gives them urge, that gives them feel, that quarrel, that trouble, you are no longer part of it. If they bring begin you, no, I don't want. They will not have that zeal. Have you been with a narcissist? Wait, we're going to go to our topic on narcissism. There's so much questions to answer that I haven't even started on my course outline for Onisim School for the Children. I never even opened my course outline, so make I pick topics. We are just answering questions and drawing everything from there. So what you need to do, if you find yourself in that situation and God gives you a second chance, don't see your second chance as a failure. See it as an opportunity to do right. Immediately coming out of such union, it's not for you to begin to sleep around. It's not for you to begin to say, hey, I'm free, I can date whoever I want to date. Hey, I'm free, I can. No, it's for you to come out, cool down, discover yourself, begin to work on yourself, begin to execute your mission, because that situation you came out from is already a training ground. I believe by the time you come out from it, you would have gotten enough lessons to begin to execute, no matter how low level, if not small level execution. So it's not for you to come and say, oh, today you are sleeping with this one. Tomorrow you will lose your oil. You will lose your oil. So protect your oil, protect yourself. When you come out of such union, you focus on yourself. Now, when you build yourself, I'm going to tell you 20 comments in the comment section, and I'll tell you how you can meet your aligned partner as an aligned chosen.